is here to help families understand the different types of schools so you can target the right schools and get a jump start on meeting the admissions representatives. Join the free K-Side chats at the Dorman Day office on the waterfront across from the museum every Tuesday until November 11th. For more information, visit dormanday.ky or call 936-3676. Dorman Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Monday, the 3rd day of November 2025, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands, getting nearer and nearer to Christmas. Of course, Thanksgiving will come before then. U.S. Thanksgiving celebrated in November, and I think we have a Cayman Thanksgiving here, but that's in further on in December as well. But getting close to the end of the year and all of the festivities that accompany that time of the year as well. So we hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. And if you don't know the rules of the road, then you want to first study them, learn them, and then put them into practice as well. Because the life you save may just be your own. I believe last week I saw something where one of the insurance entities, they were providing discounts for persons, I think it was within a particular age group, who undergo additional training as far as road safety is concerned, driving on our roads. And I'll try to find that article for you and share that with you as well, because that is commendable. It is good to see that insurers are taking a more proactive approach towards safe driving and doing more than just simply putting adverts out there saying, be careful, and all of the other things that they say about driving, but putting something into action as well. And it's an extremely important article. I want to make sure that I find that for you as well. So, for those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shoutouts are brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shoutouts. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. Share a Coke with someone special. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we want to wish you a speedy recovery as well. And this morning again, big shout out to our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson. Big shout out to him. So folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of being your host. My name is Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. We have a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990, WhatsApp number 925-3261. And of course, in the studio with us this morning to assist in taking those calls is none other than Silver Fox, Mr. Paul Akal as well. So first of all, let's look at the birthdays being celebrated today. We see Mr. Osborne Bodden is celebrating his birthday today, the 3rd of November. I want to wish Ozzy a happy birthday. Also, Delbert Hall celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to him. Yesterday, Verlene Kelly celebrated a birthday. And also yesterday, my good friend over in Bermuda, Mr. John Payne. John Payne celebrated his birthday yesterday as well. And happy belated birthday shout-outs going out to John Payne as well. And again, to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. Share a Coke with someone special. Let's see what happened in the Cayman Islands on this day, the 3rd of November, 1966, the 3rd of November, and the Tradewinds newspaper reported that the House, which is now our Parliament, vetoed a bill that was proposed, that was brought forward to introduce income tax in the Cayman Islands. And Miss Rosedine Jackson and someone by the name of Bernie Jarvis, of course, many of you will recall Miss Rosedine Jackson, who reported for Tradewinds newspaper. I believe I'm trying to remember if she went on to report for the Compass as well. But they reported that the Legislative Assembly, in a stormy but successful 2-day session, passed the majority of proposed laws, but set aside a portion of a bill which would have imposed personal income tax based on a person's capability to earn. That's interesting. The income tax would be based on your capability to earn, not what you earn, not what you actually earn, but what you are capable of earning. I would say, that was probably pretty radical. Let's see what else it says. It says that protested loudly by some members of the House, a subsection of the law entitled A Law to Amend the Tax Collection and Internal Revenue Law was deleted because the House voted by a margin of 11-6 not to accept the principle of paying personal tax on a capability to earn basis. Voting against the motion put by the President as to whether the House accepted the principle of paying the personal income tax on a graded basis, and those voting against it were Mr. Burns Ruddy, R. Arch, I believe that would have been Mr. Richard Arch, A.B. Borden, that would have been Mr. Anton Borden, A.B. Bush, that would have been Mr. Berkeley Bush, C. Ebanks, I have to check and see who that was, S.A. Ebanks, T.W. Farrington, C. Hill, that would have been Mr. Claude Hill, E. Colonel, Mr. Eldon Colonel, and K.P. Tibbetts, that would be Keith Parker Tibbetts. Voting for the motion were Benson Ebanks, Warren Connolly, V.C. Johnson, that would have been Mr. Vassell Johnson, J.G. Horsfall, and of course, he was the judge of the Grand Court by those days. He sat in our Legislative Assembly. Also, D.V. Watler and Mr. E. U. McManee. Then it goes on. So the portion of that bill to introduce income tax based on a person's capability to earn was defeated. One law passed, and one which will affect all drivers or owners of motor vehicles here was the bill to amend the Motor Vehicles Law 1961. This law imposes a higher motor vehicle license duties on you drive it motor vehicles. We now know them as car rentals, or rent-a-cars, and motorcycles. Also, tractors and transporters of other vehicles which cannot travel the roads, as well as higher duties on private vehicles. The new licensing fees per annum, and it goes on to list what those fees were, as well. So, while income tax was not introduced, they certainly stuck it to motor vehicle owners and drivers in terms of, what they would pay. Folks, we have to go to a first commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Captain Joseph James Anglin, 1899-1982.
Captain Joseph James Anglin was a sea captain who sailed to the Mosquito Keys, Nicaragua, Cuba, and Tampa, Florida. Married to Alvis Christina Chrissy Ebanks and the father of 12 children, he was a God-fearing Christian and a preacher in church. Known as a good neighbor, he helped to build a strong community.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
When you choose Cynical Motor Insurance, you're not just getting coverage. You're joining a community that cares about protecting you and your loved ones. Why Cynical? Personalized coverage tailored to your needs. 24/7 claim service, always just a call away. And peace of mind with CARE roadside assistance for flat tires to towing anytime, anywhere in Cayman. Ready for a quote? Visit cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
This summer, happiness is better when you share it. Coca-Cola invites you to share a Coke with someone special. Grab an ice-cold Coke and find a name. Maybe theirs, maybe yours, maybe a surprise. Because nothing says you matter like sharing a smile and a Coke. So who will you share a Coke with today? Find your name, find your friends, and share a Coke. Available now. Stores island-wide.
Starting January 1, 2026, the minimum wage in the Cayman Islands will increase to CI $8.75 per hour. This change is designed to ensure fair pay and to support workers across the islands. Whether you're an employee or an employer, it is important to understand how this adjustment affects you. Learn more about the new rate, how it's applied, and what it means for your workplace by visiting gov.ky/DLP or email minimumwage@gov.ky.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have a caller on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Hey, good morning, good morning. How art thou?
Good. How was your ride yesterday?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Got in, 45 miles?
Yeah, that's good for an old man like you. Yeah, we're getting back to your word that you often use whenever men use in a dialogue concerning work permit, granting of work permit or appeals. You like to use this word expectation. So I would prefer whenever men you are in a dialogue, you would discontinue using that word because a privilege, expectation is not no privilege, which is a special right. Because I too have expectation. One of my expectations, OC, was that I would end up dating Mariah And that don't seem like that's going to be realized, OC.
But you're missing one part of expectation, the word that comes before it, legitimate expectation. Legitimate expectation it is.
Legitimate?
Yes.
So my expectation of being with Mariah not legitimate. You're telling me that's not legitimate.
No, I would say that is more of a dream.
Oh, that's a dream. So I too must just continue using that word expectation too, and replace that with dream. So how about me now saying that their appeal is more like a dream? Because OC, what about the person that apply for the first time who somebody have told them, oh, all you got to do is fill out your application and get a good reference and blah, blah, blah. And so they got that great expectation too, right? So everybody that apply have an expectation. Do they have that right then also to go and appeal when they have not even been issued a work permit to be in the Cayman Islands in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Because they got expectation too, see?
Yeah.
Would you not say that?
I would agree. I would definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad menu is and there's people out there now who I know they ear stick to the radio because they want to find out how menu can be going down for it, and OC don't use that button, cut you off.
Well, you know me, right? So when we look at the legal, the definition of legitimate expectation, it says that legitimate expectation is a legal doctrine in administrative law that protects individuals' expectations based on representations made by public authorities, ensuring fairness and consistency in decision making. So let's stretch that a little further. And you know me. I take position on certain things, but I also have to ensure that I apply reasonableness to it, right? So let's take, for instance, an application for about the next renewal. They could say, for instance, we're issuing this renewal for you. This is your final renewal that you receive based on X, Y, Z. If that is not the case, if that has not been done, and they simply renewed it without any caveats, without any conditions other than what was there before, then that person has a legitimate expectation that their work permit would be renewed unless other factors were to come into effect. Let's say, for instance, a person was convicted of a serious offense, right? Then, while they may feel they have a legitimate expectation, their conditions would have changed as well because they now have a conviction. So it all hinges on what you say when you are renewing. Like, for instance, you may say, and I won't call any names, but someone may come with their plastic container on a Friday to get food, right? You're excellent cooking, and you say to them, listen, I'm giving you this, but you must bring back my container.
That never happens. Go ahead.
But the point is that you have placed a condition on them getting any more.
Okay, all right. The work permit renewal goes in, and you receive a letter stating that you should try, that you must go and try and fill that position with a Caymanian. Does that give him then a legitimate reason again to apply?
You mean, well, normally if you would put, so that would have been put on before the renewal was granted or was applied for?
No. Sometime when that's the letter you might receive.
Yeah. So that's giving you a time frame within which that you should seek to identify or employ a Caymanian for that position. That means that the next round now, you need to address that, and you need to show that that has been done. And if it isn't, then you apply the sanctions that you would apply based on what you have told them before.
So then our application, work permit application, should be rewritten and include certain statements in there. This work permit, if approved, it would not be guarantee of a renewal, something like that. Should we include that in the?
That is usually that sometimes that is the case. We talk about the famous
renewal.
We talk about the famous Regulation 6. Let me give you an example of that. So you put in an application, for a mechanic, let's say, and the board grants it, but they place the condition on there that you need to seek to identify and employ a Caymanian for that position. They may give you a period of time. It may be 6 months. It may be a year for you to report back to the board in terms of what success you have had in identifying a Caymanian for that position. So you have to report back to the board. So when you now apply for the renewal of that permit again, the board will look at what your efforts have been, whether or not you have been successful, and based on that, on those results, decide whether or not they're going to renew it, or they're going to say to you, you have failed to comply with our instructions to identify and train a Caymanian for this position. We are now mindful to revoke, not to renew this permit, and give them an opportunity again under grounds of natural justice to respond before you take the final step in terms of not renewing.
Yeah, because OC, that would be more like an opinion of individuals on the board. That would not be binding in any way, right?
No, yes, it is. It is binding. That's a board decision. Board decision that is communicated
I'm talking about
to
stating that within the application itself. When you fill that out, you can put some fine writing down at the bottom where nobody really paying attention to, stating that this permit is being.
No, that is made explicit. That goes by in many instances under separate cover letter as well.
So part of the cover letter coming from the board is a binding letter, and that carry the decision.
Right.
That
precisely.
Decision.
Yeah, and under current situations at work, once a board has made that decision, let's say, for instance, a board meets today, they make those decisions. Before the end of the day or by tomorrow, that company, that individual has the ability to go online and see what that decision is. So they know it right away. They don't even have to wait for it to come to go by post. As well.
So you're telling me now, all right, the board makes that decision. So now, no handkerchief head politician can call up and override.
Well, you heard the minister. You heard the minister say that people calling him. He has his board there to do the work. He's not there, to deal with personal issues when companies have issues, as far as work permits are concerned. But Lord Graham, we've reached top of the hour. No guests, I believe, in the studio. So we're going to continue this conversation if you want to after the 8 o'clock news, folks. Yeah. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carter. Radio Cayman time check now 8:01. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The price of Vice skyrocketed in the first quarter of the year. According to the Economics and Statistics Office, the total value of the country's importation of goods for Q1 was more than $477 million. That's actually a 13% increase. The major contributors amounted to $425 million. That's non-petroleum products, which saw a 16% increase. Looking at the breakdown, 23% growth was seen in the importation of food and live animals. Miscellaneous manufactured article imports grew by nearly 30%. And one of the biggest spikes, importation of beverages and tobacco increased by 39%, reflecting a 31% boost in the importation of beverages like wine, rum, and other spirits. Tobacco imports grew a whopping 97% for the first quarter of the year. On the flip side, petroleum and petroleum-related imports actually fell by nearly 7% to reach a value of just under $52 million for the first 3 months of the year. You can find more on the Economics and Statistics Office Quarterly Trade Statistics Bulletin for January to March at eso.ky. An American who recently relocated to Cayman has been fined more than $4,600 in order to pay court costs following his conviction in summary court for importing cannabis-infused edibles. Radio Cayman's Jevi Ebanks has more on the case against Ivan France.
France, a science teacher at the Cayman International School, was stopped at the Owen Roberts International Airport in August after passing through the Nothing to Declare customs line. He was selected for a random search during which Customs and Border Control officers discovered 4 packs containing a total of 62 ganja gummies. France admitted he was aware the items contained THC and were illegal in the Cayman Islands, despite being sold legally elsewhere. In court last month, France explained that he had been using the gummies to aid sleep while seeking a suitable prescription alternative. His defense highlighted his lack of prior convictions and the potential impact on his employment, which is tied to a work permit, and asked the courts not to record a conviction. However, Chief Magistrate Angeline Hernandez ruled that the offense warranted a formal conviction, citing high culpability due to the deliberate nature of the act. She noted that as an educator, France should be held to a higher standard. It remains uncertain how the conviction will affect his employment status. He was fined $4,650 and ordered to pay court costs, after which his passports may be returned to him. Jevi Ebanks, Radio Cayman News.
And inspectors head back to Shining Stars to see what, if any, progress has been made after the Early Years Center netted a weak assessment back in February. During the October follow-through inspection of Shining Stars, inspectors evaluated the progress that has been made in addressing the 3 recommendations from the previous full inspection. The early childhood setting has, quote, made satisfactory progress. Those recommendations included taking, quote, urgent steps to improve health and safety practices and procedures, enhancing self-evaluation and improvement planning processes, and ensuring, quote, consistently high teaching across the setting. Shining Stars' weak assessment in February followed 2 previously satisfactory judgments back in 2020 and 2023. You can find the full follow-through inspection report online at oes.gov.ky. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Emily Thomas. Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan has been sworn in for a second term after she was declared the winner of last week's disputed election. The main opposition has rejected the result of the poll, which triggered days of deadly unrest. The head of Spain's Valencia region has announced his resignation. Carlos Mazón had been accused of mishandling the response to flash flooding in October last year, which killed about 230 people. The former top lawyer in the Israeli army has been arrested in connection with the leaking of a video which purportedly showed Israeli soldiers sexually abusing a Palestinian prisoner. Major General Yafat Tomer Yerushalmi accepted her dismissal after admitting she had leaked the footage. The UN's migration agency says tens of thousands of people have been trying to flee the city of Al-Fasher in Sudan after the paramilitary RSF seized it from the army over a week ago. Eyewitnesses say some have been killed by the RSF. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
RC Fusion is proudly brought to you by TCE Paint Shop, Farmers and Artisans Retail Market, and My Candle Cleaners. RC Fusion, weekdays 10 a.m. to 12 midday, right here on Radio Cayman 89.9.
RC Fusion.
Radio Cayman Energy.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first. Good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at your weather. Compliments of our friends at CG Britcay. Currently, cloudy conditions on the outside, but the sun is peeking through. Present temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, but it really feels like about 92 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are out of the northeast at 3 miles per hour. Relative humidity about 86%. The barometric pressure now at 29.97 inches and dropping. Scattered showers with isolated thunderstorms are expected over the next 24 hours as a tropical wave drifts over the Cayman Islands and interact with this trough across the northwest Caribbean. Our forecast calls for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers becoming cloudy by the evening with some showers and isolated thunderstorms. Temperatures will rise near the upper 80s with a heat index of 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, shifting southeast at times in the afternoon. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Later tonight, partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 40% chance of overnight showers with possible thunder. Temperatures will fall near the upper 70s. Winds will be light and variable. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. We are now in a high tide, which came in at 7:59 this morning. It's going to be low at 2:04 this afternoon, high at 7:22 this evening. And the outlook is for similar weather conditions through Wednesday afternoon. That, my friends, is your latest weather brought to you by our friends at CG Britcay.
Wait, why is she going into that spooky house? Who's that creepy old guy? And where are her friends? Why is she going in the basement? Nothing good is down there, sis. I bet you the creepy caretaker did it. Did you see his fake eye? Okay, maybe not the caretaker.
Hush.
You hush. I'm solving a mystery.
We're like the person who doesn't ruin the movie. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
Attention students and parents, are you ready to explore incredible opportunities for your education? Visit the 2025 North American Boarding School Fair, Tuesday, November 18th at the Marriott Hotel from 6 to 8 p.m. This is your chance to meet with representatives from top boarding schools across the U.S. and Canada. Discover the right school for your future. Sign up today at bettywalker.com. That's BEDIWALKER.com. Don't miss the North American Boarding School Fair, Tuesday, November 18th at the Marriott Hotel.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
All right, once again, good morning, my friends. Let's take a look at the traffic in the Georgetown area, especially coming out of the eastern districts. Looking at the east-west arterial, actually, traffic has cleared up there, but of course, getting to the Red Bay roundabout and continuing on, we'll still see some slow-moving traffic getting past the Century 21 roundabout and continuing on to the Linford Pearson and Crew Road. Some free movement of traffic until you get further in. Of course, you'll meet up with some slow-moving traffic cutting through Agnes Way onto Crew Road and slow-moving traffic there. Some slow-moving traffic on the Linford Pearson getting around the big roundabout. Not sure what that's named as yet. Onto Bobby Thompson Way and into traffic there at the four-way stop at the traffic lights. Slow-moving traffic moving as well on Holder Drive to the CNB roundabout. And traffic starts to disperse. Thomas Russell Way will see some traffic as well if you're heading up to the Butterfield roundabout. And of course, traffic in that vicinity as well. As soon as I can get the camera or access to the camera to get to it. Of course, that's been acting up. Heading towards the airport to catch your flight. Very light traffic along Roberts Drive, Dorsey Drive, seeing some traffic. North Sound Road as well. Most streets inside Georgetown, taking in the influx of traffic, seems to be moving fair to find. Shed Road, Eastern Avenue, Windsor Park, traffic going through there as well. Similar with on Walkers Road, we'll see some traffic. Going through South Sound, the South Street, seeing some traffic as well onto Seafarers Way. No cruise ships in port, so traffic should be flowing a little quicker than usual. Once getting through Seafarers Way and heading on to North Church Street, starts to flow a little better if you're heading up to the West Bay area. Traffic heading into town from West Bay Road seems fair to find as you make your way into Georgetown. Traffic along the SLE Tibbetts seems fair to find, and of course in West Bay itself, traffic seems to be flowing fine. Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, cool traffic movements at this time. We urge you to be cautious of those pedestrians, those on e-scooters, e-bikes, motorbikes, bicycles. Special good morning to all the bus drivers taking kids to their respective schools this morning, and look out for them later on this afternoon at 3 o'clock again. Repeating the process of dropping the kids home. Just be careful when the buses stop to drop the kids off. Have yourself a great day, Cayman. Your traffic report brought to you by our good friends at Subway.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
There's nothing more important than your health, and seeking expert healthcare with physicians you can trust is what you deserve. UHealth, the University of Miami Health System, offers peace of mind to you and your family with a first-class experience. Our patient coordinators assist with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. As South Florida's only academic-based health system, UHealth offers cutting-edge treatment, compassionate care, and life-changing results just a flight away. Learn more at umiamihealth.org/international.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush. For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Health Care Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a second location in Governor's Square. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
Hello, family. This is for you. The latest iPhone is here, and you're getting the sweetest deal ever. The iPhone 17 at Apple Store prices. No need to trouble the family abroad or stress about bringing a phone through customs. Simply get a Flowmania 1 gig and get the new iPhone 17 Pro Max at $29 per month with a down payment of $299. Only on Cayman's largest 5G network. Terms and conditions apply.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio, so this morning will be certainly an open mic for you to call in. Our toll-free number 1-800-534-8255. Also 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp number 925-3261. So this person wants me to say, or is asking whether or not I know why there will be no West Bay meeting on the immigration review. Person goes on to say that this is a major area, especially for the tourism and caregiving industries, and residents need to have a face-to-face meeting. They should not tell us to go online and read the law when they came out to meet the rest of the country. Please hold a West Bay meeting as soon as possible. And don't forget now also that on Wednesday, the 5th of November, Parliament will reconvene to debate the budget as well, which means that they're going to be there much later. But I would say this at the risk of, being, criticized for saying it. I don't think I will be. That the District of West Bay has 4 representatives, 3 of whom are cabinet ministers, plus including the premier, and 1 is a parliamentary secretary. And while we understand that the lead on this, because it falls under his constitutional responsibility, Minister Michael Miles, who has responsibility for Caymanian immigration and for Caymanian employment and immigration, I see no reason why, if it is at all possible, if their schedule allows, for your representatives to have meetings with you as well. And if anything, you get an opportunity to convey your concerns about the bill or your support of it to your representative, who can then transmit those views to the minister, as well, despite the fact that, you can go online and do so also. Of course, the person probably feels that, if you can have meetings in other districts, why not in the District of West Bay as well? And that is a legitimate concern and question to be asked as well. But we do know that certainly the fact that Parliament reconvenes on Wednesday, that will hamper any ability to have district meetings for all of the members of Parliament as well. But let's see what happens, with that. Okay, I did promise that I would share some information with you, and I did find this. So on Wednesday of last week, the 29th day of October, there was a press release issued by Synico, Cayman Islands National Insurance Company. And it says Synico partners with Inspire Cayman to launch Safe Driver Program. Extremely commendable. Someone has finally taken the bull by the horns and doing something. So it says that the Cayman Islands National Insurance Company, Synico, has partnered with Inspire Cayman Training to launch the Safe Driver Program, a new initiative designed to improve driving safety on Cayman's roads. The increasing number of vehicles on Cayman's roads makes improving safety a priority. In particular, new drivers are at higher risk, due to inexperience that often contributes to more accidents. The Safe Driver Program directly addresses this concern by helping new drivers develop the skills, confidence, and awareness needed to stay safe on Cayman's roads. It combines classroom instruction with simulator training to strengthen driver awareness and encourage responsible decision-making. Course participants will learn about Cayman's driving laws, local road conditions, basic vehicle maintenance, as well as recognizing risk, managing fatigue, and alcohol and drug awareness, so they can handle real-world driving scenarios safely. Drivers aged 17 to 20 and those with less than 2 years of driving experience since the first issue of their Cayman driver's license are eligible to participate in the Safe Driver Program. Those referred by Synico receive a discounted rate of $290 from Inspire. That is the difference between, that is compared to the standard fee, which is $350. So you will receive a discount rate of $290 from Inspire Cayman, a reduction of $60. And upon successful completion, the individuals may also qualify for reductions in Synico motor insurance premiums. The partnership between Synico and Inspire Cayman Training reflects a shared vision of safer roads, stronger communities, and more responsible Cayman drivers through a commitment to create innovative solutions with real impact. And here's a quote coming from Michael Gale, the CEO of Synico. He says, as a government-owned insurer, our concern extends beyond those we inspire. It extends to everyone in the Cayman Islands. Through this partnership with Inspire Cayman, we're helping reduce accidents, protect families, and create safer driving conditions for all residents. For Inspire Cayman Training, administering the Safe Driver Program supports its mission to equip Caymanians with the skills and qualifications to succeed in the workforce and strengthen the local economy. And here's a quote from Gabby Miles, who is the managing director. It says, at Inspire Cayman Training, we believe that change starts with education. The Safe Driver program helps young and new drivers understand not only the rules of the road, but also how their decisions can impact lives. By working together with Cineco, we're helping to shape safer habits and a stronger sense of care across our community. The Safe Driver program classes and simulation training will take place at Inspire Cayman Training's offices on 131 McClendon Drive, located directly across from the airport post office in Grand Cayman. Participants can apply online at cineco.ky/Safe Driver Program. Cineco will review applications and refer eligible individuals to Inspire Cayman Training, who will contact participants to schedule classes. Cineco will also review applications to determine if participants qualify for motor insurance premium discounts. Participation in the Safe Driver program doesn't guarantee motor insurance cover. However, and let me repeat that, participation in the Safe Driver program doesn't guarantee motor insurance cover. However, all participants referred by Cineco are eligible for the discounted rate from Inspire Cayman Training. Remember, it is from $290 down from $350. So you get a reduction of $60, for the program. And of course, if you want more information or if you want to register, you can visit cineco.ky/Safe Driver Program, or you can call area code 345-949-8101. So again, for those of you out there who are listening to this or who had the opportunity to read, to see the press release, if you know someone, especially a family member, who is either in the process of getting a driver's license or has one that falls within the category. So I want to find what the qualifications are again. So drivers aged 17 to 20. So if you know someone aged 17 to 20 who doesn't have a driver's license yet, or who may have one, and with less than 2 years of driving experience since they first received their Cayman Islands driver's license, they are eligible to participate in the Safe Driver program. And of course, if you're referred by Cineco, you receive a discount of $290 from Inspire Cayman. The standard fee, of course, $350. So I want to say kudos to Cineco for embarking on this venture. Of course, it combines, safe driving and road safety, but also helps to promote Cineco, because we now know that Cineco has expanded into other areas of insurance other than just health insurance as well. We do have a caller. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, we will take that caller. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We are going to our caller. That caller is on WhatsApp. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Ossie. How was your weekend?
Hey, good morning. It was fine. How was yours?
I think it was good. It was quiet.
Good to know. Good to know.
Now, I have only 2 points, Ossie. I think we've discussed both of them, but I just want to sort of like drill down a little bit more on them.
Not a problem.
One has to do with the transitional provisions in the bill.
Mm-hmm.
You see, what has been discussed in the two meetings that they've had so far, the town halls, as well as some other programs I've watched, is that the transitional provisions will protect people who have applied for PR, have applied for status, or are on the way to the courts, that those will continue under the old law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's what they've said. What they haven't covered and clarified clearly is how do these new provisions relating to longer periods of time and stricter control of marriages, how do they affect, for example, people already in government now, or those people who will arrive in Cayman up to December the 31st this year?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, now, the way I read, I won't read it on radio, but I'll mention it to you. It is clause 35 of the bill, which inserts a new clause 83 uppercase A of the bill,
mm-hmm.
Specifically subclause 7. Subclause 7. Subclause 7 seems to be saying that if you are already in Cayman now, or if you come to Cayman before this law comes into effect in January, these stricter provisions of needing more than 8 years to get PR and the other things relating to period of time won't apply to you. What will apply to you will be the current law before it is amended. And to me, I believe government hasn't explained that clearly. I think that's what they said before the bill was published. But now that they are consulting, they are not telling people clearly that actually what they intend is that even if you haven't applied for status today, even if you haven't applied, you are protected, you will be grandfathered in. In other words, these rules are going to only apply to you after 9 years. Now, I also like to hear from you whether that's what you are hearing from them. They need to explain that. That's the first point.
Okay, if I can pause you there for a second and say
Sure.
whether or not you have intentions or may have already made representations in writing to point that out.
Well, please repeat that for me.
Whether or not you have or intend to make representations during the consultation period in writing to point out, the concerns that you have there.
Whether I intend to do,
yes.
Whether I intend to do that. Okay, I had just asked it merely as a question. I should send that in so that
yes.
it can be, considered.
Extremely important. Yes.
Okay, very well. Thanks very much, OC, because sometimes, I can think like I'm being very clear, but maybe it's easier to put it right. No, I promise I'll put it in writing and send it in. Second point has to do with the manner of consultation. I know that it's always very difficult. You and I worked in government. Sometimes there are constraints and so on, but I tend to agree with people who say that the period of consultation is not enough. I think, like I've said, I sent in 3 questions. They haven't been answered, and I'm quite sure there are other people in that particular position. So I would say that the best thing is to have more town hall. Specifically, let me comment on this. What they have said during the meetings, they've said, well, look, you send in your comments to a website or an email. Or send in your questions. Usually that's good, but in the end, you need to bring them like in a cauldron, so to speak, like in a town hall. Let the views, one react on the other, refine the others, have a back and forth. You find it works a lot better than just sending them to one point where I don't know what the other people have sent in, and therefore I don't know how to react. I think they need to react around each other, and I think that's the purpose of a town hall. So it would really assist if they can have more town halls where that can happen. In fact, I think they should have town halls in every district, in my view. Each district is entitled to have one town hall. Those are my 2 points, OC. I thank you.
Before you go, Billy, I want to use your legal mind and brain in relation to this whole concept of legitimate expectations, especially as far as approvals go by administrative bodies like the Work Permit Board, the Business Staffing Plan Board, the Permanent Residency Board, as well as the Director of Work and his administrators, as well. How important is that concept in terms of the laws of natural justice?
That's a very important point at this time, because that concept arises in relation to this. You see, one of the things that is commonly misunderstood about legitimate expectations is that, well, I'm already in Cayman today. You are changing the law, but when I came in, I was expecting that I would apply for PR within 8 years. So you are violating my right to a legitimate expectation. No. Legitimate expectation applies. Let me give you an example. You go to let me give a practical example which happened in Cayman in relation to a certain artist who came in. He came in and he was a musician, and he was expecting to get a temporary work permit. They had a meeting with the deputy governor. I can say this because it's in a law report.
Okay.
They meeting with his promoter and the deputy governor, and then they asked the deputy governor, Deputy Governor, do you think there will be a problem with issuing this permit? And then he said, I do not think so unless something else comes up. So they didn't give them the work permit. Then he went to court. and said, well, I had a legitimate expectation on the basis of what the deputy governor said. But what the court said was, well, the problem is that the deputy governor said there will be no problem unless something else comes up. If he hadn't said unless something else comes up, if he had just
caveat,
said there's
yes.
no problem, then you would have had a legitimate expectation. That's point number one. That's the concept. Secondly, it doesn't apply to legislation. Even the people who have today applied for status and their applications are full and are complete and there is nothing else that is required. If you want, in the law, you can say even those will have to apply again. So how much about those people who have just gotten into Cayman? And that's why I asked the first question, the one of which I'll send you some documents and so on. Because if the government wants to say, yes, we want all the people who come to Cayman right up to December to be subject to the old law, the government is free to do that. But they don't have to do it. I think the government is not telling people that there's no legal impediment to them doing that. The way they have done it at the moment, it seems to me that it is quite reasonable. But I think they should tell us what they plan to do regarding those who are already in Cayman. Let me mention something which has been done before. Before, I think way back, if you go back to one of the immigration laws, what they said was if you had been in Cayman, I think for 5 years, they said we will allow you to complete your 8 years and apply. But if you had come before, then we will not allow you. But that was because there was a specific decision made. And that is a further proof that there is no legitimate expectation that because I'm in Cayman today, the law, when it changes, it shouldn't affect me. That is the point.
Okay, let's now look at, let's say, the issue of a work permit, because it is extremely important. We know that board members have been appointed, some have been reappointed, as well, and will undergo a certain amount of training when it comes to the Bill of Rights and other things. But on a work permit, unless the board, whomever is issuing that work permit, has placed a specific condition on there that they expect to be complied with, and until they have given the applicant an opportunity to comply, it would be unreasonable and possibly unlawful to jerk that work permit from under that person without giving them sufficient reasons and time to rectify whatever it is that you're requesting.
Okay. Are you talking, OC, about a case where as a result of the new legislation, they make a new requirement, or just in an ordinary case? In
ordinary cases. For instance, you apply for a work permit, you get it, it's granted 1 year or maybe granted for 2 years, 2 years' time. You apply for the renewal, it's renewed again, and it is renewed just simply with no condition, or it could be renewed with a condition. Let's say, for instance, Regulation 6, seek and identify Caymanian. We give you 6 months to report back to us, in that regard. So you have placed conditions on there, as opposed to a work permit that has no condition. When it comes up for renewal, you simply say, we're refusing this renewal. And of course, you should give some grounds for refusing. But it then goes on to this whole issue of the person's ability to continue to work if it is a renewal because they had an existing right to do so, which is a legitimate expectation, as well, right? Because that seems to be the query. People seem to think that you can just simply revoke a permit, jerk a permit from under someone without going through the channels to do so.
Yeah, because if you are going to refuse a work permit and you say, okay, we can grant it to you if you satisfy the following conditions. Well, first of all, of course, you tell the person you're refusing it and you give them reasons. You have to give them those reasons under Section 19 of the Constitution. You have to give them reasons, but you have to give them a period of time, a reasonable period of time for them to comply with those conditions. You know, and so if I were writing a manual for them, I would tell them to say, well, look, rather than just telling somebody, these are the conditions we want you to meet, and then the person doesn't know whether they can continue working or not, then you should say, well, we want you to meet these conditions, and we are giving you a month in which to comply with them, so that they know that they cannot just assume that because they have to meet certain conditions, then they can continue working. They need to know that. So I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, a little bit, and
a reasonable opportunity for them to correct that.
And it goes. The other part of it would be if you have an existing right. Then until such time as legal proceedings are taken to deny you of that right, you have the right to continue to work. Let's say, for instance, the refusal on the renewal of a work permit, and you appeal that renewal. There are some persons who question whether or not that person should have the ability to continue to work while they're appealing it because it was refused. If it were a grant where you had no existing right, that is one question, but if it's a renewal where you already had a right to be working, aren't those two separate and apart? They're almost like chalk and cheese?
Yeah, because if it was given for a particular period of time and that period of time has expired, even if you appeal it, it does not automatically give you a right to continue working. There's case law on this, that an appeal does not automatically give you a right to continue working. That's why I say that they have to develop a practice where they say that if they either on appeal, they should specifically say, okay, you may continue to work until your appeal is dealt with. There's no automatic right, even if you had it. But if your period has expired, even if you've appealed, if the appeal body doesn't say anything, technically you are supposed to continue to stop working. Because
but we've always operated under the premise and the precept that that's an existing right, and you continue to have it until your appeal is determined.
Well, if before your appeal is determined, your period of the permit expires, you don't have an automatic right to continue working merely because you've appealed.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah, merely because it's appealed. In fact, that one also applies in courts of law proper. If you appeal a case, if you want the what is called a stay of execution, in other words, for your status quo to continue, you specifically have to ask the court that I want the status quo to continue. If they don't, that happens in court as well. So it happens administratively as well.
Good. Thanks very much, Billy, for that clarification as well.
Okay.
Good to hear from you.
Cheers, Ossie. We'll talk again soon.
Take care. And don't forget, make that submission. We do have another caller, but we have to take a commercial break. We will take that caller as soon as we return. Please stay tuned.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
When you choose Cynical Motor Insurance, you're not just getting coverage. You're joining a community that cares about protecting you and your loved ones. Why Cynical? Personalized coverage tailored to your needs. 24/7 claims service, always just a call away. And peace of mind with CARE roadside assistance for flat tires to towing anytime, anywhere in Cayman. Ready for a quote? Visit cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to our phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Reporter Record.
Hey, morning, Doc. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
I was listening to your conversation this morning, and I couldn't help from calling.
I'm glad you did.
Because I think that your concepts of legal expectation is completely wrong when it applies to immigration.
Okay.
And I think Mr. Billy just gave you a definition of what is legal and what's illegal. In your concepts of legal expectation is that if you have a right now that you're enjoying, there's a legal expectation to continue to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But if the right to enjoy it has passed, like Mr. Billy has just said to you, your work permit has expired, you don't have any legal right to expect that it's going to be renewed.
Even if you applied for the renewal before it expired?
Yeah, there's no legal expectation that you to do that. You can't legally force the institutions to give you the right when your work permit has expired. There's no legal right to expect that you're going to appeal it. But there's no right. You have no right. Your right has lost. You lost your right when it expired.
Got you. Yep. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So there are a lot of case law on this. On this, there's a case called Maria Smith against the Commissioner of Police.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Roper's case, which is a Grand Court case that is still the precedent on this case.
And that was in the late 70s, I believe, 70s, 80s. Yeah.
And the problem with Maria Smith is that she had applied for a taxi license, and the Commissioner of Police refused the license, and she sued the Commissioner of Police for refusing to give her a license. And the court says, if you didn't have a license before, there is no right to get a license. A license is a privilege. Those things like work permit license are privileges that you apply for, and there's no right to grant them to you. But once you have been granted them, and you have kept all the conditions, and the other side has kept the conditions, there's an expectation that the conditions are going to continue. It's the same thing. If you have a lease on an apartment or a building, and you go over and you have complied with all of the conditions of the lease, and you go over, and the landlord has not given you a new lease, there's an expectation that you will continue the lease in the same conditions as before. But originally, you have no right to sue to say grant me a work permit. Now, if you have a work permit and it expired, and then it expired, and then you apply for the work permit to continue. There is no right. There is no.
But Doc, if I could interrupt you there, once the work permit has expired, then you can't apply for the renewal. You have to apply for it before it expires.
Yes, that's
There's
right.
a provision. Yeah.
That's right. So once you have a work permit that gives you the right to make a living, and the work permit is valid, and you expect it to continue until expiration date. If the institution that grants the work permit or whatever it is wants to terminate it before that date, they have to give you what they call altum partum. They have to tell you the reasons why and give you a chance to be heard. In other words, they have to apply with the rules of natural justice.
Right.
And you have to be reasonable. With what they call it, when's the reasonable. When's is the case.
Wensbury, yeah.
That's how the case on reasonableness. And so, but there's no right to a work permit. A work permit is a privilege. Same as a driver's license. So you may have expectations to get it renewed or to have it continued, and the other side might say, we have evidence as a violation. So a legal expectation does not equate to a legal right. And the problem is it can always be rebutted by all the information that comes forward.
Right.
So people ought to understand that. But what we have been doing is we have been bending backward because we need people to work, and we have been bending the rules and so forth. And as like Mr. Billy said, for instance, once your work permit expires, they find a way to how to allow you to continue working until the appeal is heard. In some countries, you can't do that. In some countries, you have to leave the country once you appeal, or you have to appeal from abroad. You leave and then appeal. So there is no right to a work permit, and the legal expectation does not equate to a legal right.
Yep.
It's a privilege. It's a license, and a license does not give you an interest.
Now, do we use legitimate and legal interchangeably? The difference between a legal expectation and a legitimate expectation, is there a difference?
Yeah, because you could have an illegal expectations. You could probably be convicted for drugs, and then the immigration say you have to leave.
Right.
And then you say, well, just because I've been convicted of drugs, it gives me an expectation to get my work permit renewed. You see?
Yep. Fully understood. Doc, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for that. We have to go to our headline news. I don't know if you want to stay on the line until we come back, if you have more to talk about.
Yeah, I'll stay on the line till you come back.
Thank you very much, Doc, for that. Folks, top of the hour headline news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Covering Little Cayman, Kim and Bragg.
Cover me. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
In response to the passage of Hurricane Melissa, J&M Money has waived fees on transfers to Jamaica through November 6th to, quote, help families and support loved ones. The company is also backing the I Support Jamaica Fund, which directly supports vulnerable groups such as children's homes, elderly care facilities, and community organizations. For more information, head to jnfoundation.com. In international news, the former top lawyer in the Israel military has been arrested as a political showdown deepens over the leaking of a video that allegedly shows severe abuse of a Palestinian detainee by Israeli soldiers. The general resigned as the military advocate general of the Israeli Defense Forces last week, saying she took full responsibility for the leak. On Sunday, the story took a darker turn when she was reported as missing, with police mounting an hours-long search for her on a beach north of Tel Aviv. She was subsequently found alive and well, police said, but was then taken into custody. And at least 20 people have died after an earthquake struck northern Afghanistan. Hundreds have also been left injured. The earthquake struck in one of the country's largest cities that is home to about 500,000 people. It had a magnitude of 6.3 with a depth of 17 miles and was marked at the orange alert level, which indicates, quote, significant casualties are likely. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have an open mic this morning, open line for you. No guests in the studio. This person has written, it says, how do people who come here on a fake work permit and find out that there is no job then be allowed to get a work permit from someone else or from someone else? I think these individuals should be sent back home. I also think that government should again implement the rule for work permit holders to enter the island with a return ticket. Won't a work permit holder's right fall away if your work permit period has expired? That's a good question, and that was one that was addressed a little bit earlier, and that is why I think there's a proviso that within a certain time frame before a work permit is due to expire, that an application for its renewal should be made if that is the case. The person goes on to say that hopefully the law is changed so that workers have to leave the country while an appeal is taking place. Just reading those things out that one of our listeners sent, Doc. Back over to you.
That is not the case now where workers have to leave the country while they appeal. Like I say, in other jurisdictions, they have to do that, and their appeal will not be lodged. They will not be able to lodge appeal until after they leave the islands, after they leave the jurisdiction. In some other jurisdictions, they will refuse it while you're still in the country. You have to leave the country and then appeal from outside. In some jurisdictions that I have looked at. Now, the problem, Roper is very pertinent case. It brought into a lot of different things. For instance, one of the things that Roper, that the ruling in Roper says that you cannot oust the courts from hearing a matter, because you remember in Roper's case, the immigration law says once the cabinet, then not the cabinet, it was the executive council makes a decision. The appeal went to the executive council in those days, and once the executive council makes a decision, it is final and cannot be challenged by any court. And of course, the Grand Court say that you cannot do that. The courts have an inherent jurisdiction to review cases because of error in the record and for the breach of rules of natural justice. And then the other part of Roper's case was that Roper came here, followed some people who came here who went to the Boy Scouts Jamboree, a thing in Jamaica. Roper came here when he was a teenager, and he stayed with some people, and there was a sort of quasi adoption, but it was not legally. And then in 1972, when the new law came into effect, it says that all people who had been ordinary resident here for 5 years or had been domiciled here for 5 years, have been domiciled in the Cayman Islands were grandfathered in, were deemed to be Caymanians, and those people with work permits, those people didn't need to apply for a work permit, and Roper applied under those circumstances, and they found that Roper was underage when he came here, and therefore he could not claim Cayman as a domicile because he was still a teenager, and he had not the right to claim domicile because he would have to claim it, continue to domicile in Jamaica until he was after 18, so forth and so forth. And then the most important part of Roper's cases was when he applied for a work permit. It went to the immigration, turned it down, and he appealed to EXCO, and EXCO turned it down. They didn't tell him the reasons why. They didn't comply with the rules of natural justice.
So did it go through judicial review first? That
was all through the judicial review.
Okay,
I did, and then the Grand Court found that Roper didn't need a work permit because he was working here on that day when the law came into effect. So he didn't need to have a work permit to continue working after the day when the Cayman Protection Law came into effect. He didn't need a work permit after that. And so Roper case is very important that it's still relevant today. Lawyers still.
Yeah, that was a precedent-setting case. That was definitely a precedent-setting case. That's just like the other one, the James McDonald one was precedent-setting too when it came to being a belonger after being here for a certain period of time when the new law came into effect as well.
Right. That's right. The problem that I see with the new law that they're going to have is for people who are convicted of very serious crimes in the country. That's going to be a problem that we're going to have to get rid of them, because the law doesn't deal with that properly. Doesn't deal with that properly. The people are still relying on the Article 8 of the European Convention of Human Rights, that they have a right to family life, and the government has not defined that properly. Whether the right to family life overshadows and opaque the right to the right of the state.
Do you plan on making any submissions?
No, I'm not planning to make any submissions. What's the use? I did a lot of research, and I passed on my research to the relevant people, but I'm not making any more submissions. But that's going to be a problem. with people who are convicted of gun crimes and drug cases and so forth, and then they find a way to marry in a Caymanian and so forth, and trying to stay on, while other jurisdictions are getting rid of them quickly. Quickly. We're still tallying here about things like that.
That is unfortunate. That's something that we needs to be addressed.
Exactly, and it should be addressed. It should be one of the most important things in the law of how we're going to deal with those kinds of people, and other jurisdictions have other ways of dealing with those kinds of people.
Even the UK.
Yeah, even the UK. Yes. They can have 8 to 4 children in the UK. Say, I'm sorry, but we're not tolerating your behavior here. You have to go. So, to me, I'm sort of disappointed about that.
Okay, I'll look into that as well, and when I get an opportunity to ask a question in relation to that, hopefully someone is listening, and they will be able to explain what they intend to do in that regard. Doc, thank you very much for that. We're going to go to a commercial break. We do have another caller on hold. We will take that caller as soon as we return. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We do have another caller on hold. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Oh, see.
Hey.
I don't want you to think that I suit Dr. McPhail.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right?
Not at all.
All right, but you know your expectation that you always hits me with.
Mm-hmm.
You throw me a little curveball this morning. You said legitimate expectation. Now you came up with that one.
Well, I didn't come up with it.
Expectation, see, arises when there was a clear, unambiguous, am I saying that right? promise was made.
Unambiguous.
Yeah, promise was made, right? Nowhere on any grant or a renewal or such promise made, right?
Right.
You agree with me?
Right.
All right. Now, let me break it down like this. If I purchase now, say, a concert ticket to go down to the Cayman Bay on the Greens to watch my girl perform, which the ticket states that she'll be performing on Mariah, so that would give me, I would say, a legitimate expectation, right?
Yep, because they have stated that on there. Yeah.
Stage carrying on and thing, and she don't show up. Then that gives me the rights to ask for a refund because I bought a ticket with a legitimate expectation, right? So work permit, not going to explicit promise whatsoever attached to no work permit.
It depends on what is put on what that work permit says. It depends on the language on that work permit.
So is there? Yeah, but see, all those work permit, like Dr. McField say, have an expiry date.
Yeah, and they have other things. They have other things. They have other things.
Conditions. They don't put no conditions that it will be renewed.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it specifically states that there is no guarantee of a renewal. It specifically states that. Yeah.
So that don't give you no legitimate expectation then.
Okay. But you heard what I read in terms of legitimate expectation, that it is a legal doctrine in administrative law that protects individuals' expectations based, and this phrase here is important, based on representations made by public authorities ensuring fairness and consistency in decision making. So representations based on representations made. So if you make a representation, if you say something, then you are expected to uphold what you say. If you say nothing, then there's no expectation.
Okay. All right. I want to jump the gun now.
Okay.
I want to go over now to the call that the minister made from the BRAC. As far as I can understand from his call is that the option of 5-year time limit is off the table, and the 2-year exit is also off the table. What I don't understand is how can these things be off the table just by meeting with the business and the Chamber of Commerce? The public consultation is not quite finished yet, but yet they have already moved those off the table. Why is it that the business community are so interested in somebody leaving the country for 2 years and not for 2 years, for 1 year and not 2 years? Is that smoke screen? I mean, they talk about, they got higher Caymanian, but all that is not a binding document, because we've been hearing that for a long time. We'll see that, you got to hire Caymanian, you got to hire Caymanian, and too long have we heard that, and it don't happen. So why are they so interested in the time that their employee leave? Is that because they still have intention of that individual
of rehiring them off? Yeah, and rather than having to wait 2 years, it's only 1 year. Yeah,
they don't want him to go for a whole 2 year. They can afford for him to go for 1, but not 2. So it don't seem like that in the best interest of the Cayman people.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, because that's what I'm concerned about. Why would they be so keen on not him leaving for 2 years, but yet he can leave for 1?
But one of the things that we should not lose sight of in terms of what Minister Miles has said. See, and you mentioned the fact that, we've been saying this all of the time and doing nothing about it. what he has said now, his focus is on Caymanian employment as well. Getting people trained up, knowing where our scholarship recipients, what they're doing when they're coming back, all of those things will go hand in hand with what he is attempting to do. So having 1 year or 2 years may not matter, simply if he is successful on the other end in terms of Caymanian employment. Getting all Caymanians who want to be employed, prepared to be employed, getting them employed and putting the mechanisms in place to help them along that route in terms of preparing themselves, for employment. So it's a two-pronged approach. One of the things that we can't ignore, and sometimes, we'll have a tendency, even myself, to lean one way or the other. But we also have to recognize that businesses have to operate in the Cayman Islands unless we don't want them to operate any longer, as well. So the whole cliche again, politics being the art of compromise. Sometimes you have to compromise now, but later on down the road, you can bring the hammer down when you can now say, listen, the reason that we're bringing it down is because here we have the goods now that we can present to you. We have the people prepared that should be employed. You go ahead and now employ them because we're not going to give you work permits.
Well, I hear you about. I know that politics is the art of compromise, but you need to you need to get that out of your vocabulary when you're talking about Cayman, because Cayman is not political. It's all personal, my friend. Let me tell you that. It's personal. So don't talk about politics. I know what politics is, right? Yeah, but that's not the case in Cayman. But what the first thing, I'm glad he gone in that direction, because the first thing now we need to do, is recognize, acknowledge all the kids that are here with even master's degree, in even hospitality, that can manage hotels. Tell me how many Caymanians that are qualified have a master's degree in managing hotels that are managing hotels. For all I know, the people that are managing hotels might not even be qualified. They might have been like Saeed, come here with some little qualification from a university where, draw by it like 3 or 4 times, and on his way to somewhere else. Nobody checks all that, but we do have legitimate master's degree and the likes here on island for management of hotels and don't land that job. So in that case, that's.
And this is where we have to hold their feet to the fire on them, on those things.
Yeah, no work permit, because you're talking about scholarships and the likes. The people, you know for sign that the people that's supposed to be contributing to scholarships and the like from your board not even doing that. So it seems to me like they have no interest at all in even trying to educate us, because even if we also have education, they don't want to give us an opportunity to get what you call experience, and don't know how you can become experienced in something if you start doing it. So if I'm qualified, I need now to start practicing so I can get that experience. And what about they use this thing about international? This one came here with international experience. Before that person left the house, they never had no experience. They do international experience, right?
Well, it depends. It depends on what They may have been working. They may have been working in a field before. It depends on what it is.
So our kids that went abroad and got educated, they done international experience too. Experience.
No, what I'm talking about, and I'll give an example. For instance, you may have a lawyer who comes here, and has worked in the let's say in the field of insurance and has worked before in other jurisdictions. So they're coming with international experience. Then you may have someone who's coming right out of school with their a lawyer with just their 3 years of PQE, which is the qualifying period that we use here in the Cayman Islands. Now they're not coming with a whole lot of experience. 3 years PQE.
Yeah, but a lot of that, but yeah, it goes back now for they like to also use the word, not educated. So you want me to be educated, but I can't get a job.
Mm-hmm.
The only how I know if you are educated now for you to get the experience is I'm educated to do this, so give me the job, and then I'll prove my point. Like how our seamen went out to sea that were not experienced, but they were not qualified, but they had common sense, and they became masters of whatever you put them to do. Masters. I'm not talking about a little pram. I'm talking about masters.
Yeah.
To the point where the company trusted them with multi-million dollars floating on the ocean or sea. Okay,
but they had some experience in order for them to trust them in that area, right?
Yeah, but how they got the experience? Because they gave them the job to start doing it.
Well, in some instances, okay. You as a business person, and you have crucial clients, and I'm just trying to strike a balance on this whole thing because there are all two sides to the coin. Trying to strike a balance. You are a business, right? And you're looking for a specific level of expertise. Are you going to go out there and hire a school leaver for that purpose if it has to do with the running of your business, and in order to make your business successful, especially on the bottom line as well? And we have to recognize that the days in Cayman where you came out of school and you walk right into a job, and the requirements, they have completely changed. And what we need to be doing is encouraging our young people to further their education one way or the other. It may be in academics, or it may be in the technical fields. But we need to encourage them to get as much as they possibly can, rather than saying, we want to put you in a job without any experience.
Okay, OC.
And that's what Inspire Cayman, and that's what we need to be doing, Lord Graham.
Okay, they're educated. A lot of them are educated. But the experience thing pops up. Okay, you will get this work permit under the condition that you hire in that educated person to understudy you.
That's what the Regulation 6s are all about. But many companies don't understand what a Regulation 6 is all about. They believe that it has to do. They believe they don't anymore. They believe they believe that it means finding someone within their organization, and it's not restricted to that. You may have to go outside and find someone now. They may question the cost of doing that. Well, do I have, I now have to hire a person that we're going to train up, for this position. But if that's the cost of doing business in the Cayman Islands, so be it. And they need to understand it. Yeah.
And like Miles said, take your business elsewhere. Then I know one thing. I know nobody down Swan Island want them. I know last place to go now,
Okay. Got to go to a commercial break, and we do have another caller on hold, Lord Graham. Thanks again, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
When you choose Cynical Motor Insurance, you're not just getting coverage. You're joining a community that cares about protecting you and your loved ones. Why Cynical? Personalized coverage tailored to your needs. 24/7 claim service, always just a call away. And peace of mind with CARE roadside assistance for flat tires to towing, anytime, anywhere in Cayman. Ready for a quote? Visit cynical.ky. Cynical. keeping Cayman covered.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay Mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going to a WhatsApp caller who has been holding on for quite a while. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Thanks for being so patient.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Orrett.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Okay, and you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. Well, I'd just like to say that concerning these work permits, there are companies in Cayman now to avoid hiring Caymanians because of the increase in the work permits. They have these people who are on work permits paying for their own work permits. And that is happening with many companies in Cayman. And when it comes to paying for health insurance, they have these people on work permits paying for their own health insurance also, which is both against the law. So I don't know why the government isn't investigating these things, because they know that the people on the work permits are afraid to bring this to anybody because they're afraid of losing their work. But the government knows these things are happening. So why is the government wasting time in investigating and getting these people prosecuted and carried to court and take their license away concerning whatever business they may have? This way, our young people will have a greater opportunity of being hired when it comes to having work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller, for that as well. So what we didn't answer was the comment that was made by one of our listeners. How do people who come here on a fake work permit and find out there is no job then be allowed to get a work permit from someone else? Person says that they think that these individuals should be sent back home. I also think that government should again implement the rule: work permit holders stay into the island with a return ticket. So now when you say a fake work permit, that could be interpreted two ways. So let's look at it. We have heard of actual false work permits being generated. A work permit that has not been issued by any legal authority in the Cayman Islands. That is Business Staff and Plan Board, the Work Permit Board, the administrators, at work. fake permits. And then you have bogus work permits, and I use that word, could be incorrectly, where a real, and I put in quotes, quote unquote, real employer in Cayman applies for a work permit for someone. That person comes to the island, they've paid whatever fees it is that they have to pay, and they come to the island and they discover that that person who applied for the work permit for them has no work whatsoever, and they are left to their own devices. They're left on their own after. So two different situations: a permit that does not exist in law and one that exists in law but has been applied for and granted under questionable circumstances or falsely applied for. So we have to look at whether or not that person has been the victim, of a scam. We know that we continue to see alerts issued by the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service and others about scams and work permits and everything, whether or not those are reaching persons, overseas, or are they so desperate that while they may be advised that there is a scam, they're so desperate that they still want to come and take up employment. And that's a decision that the government has to make in terms of whether or not this person is a victim of a crime and should then be rewarded, or, like the old saying goes, if you can't hear, you will feel, which means that they end up losing whatever they have invested and having to return home. In many cases, persons who have sold their houses or their parents have put up property or whatever to help to fund their journey to the Cayman Islands as well. Two callers. Let's go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
First of all, Mr. Connor, I'd like to say, I know this is kind of past and overdue or whatever, but I just want to openly say, and this is for MP Saunders, that I was so very impressed with his response the other day when the House was in session. And I mean, I don't think I'm the only one that shared that view, because he was also congratulated by other members and the Speaker. And, he was the one that brought some semblance of sanity back to what was going on there. So I just want to say to him, a job well done, Also, in listening to this conversation about the immigration reform, and the reason this comes to mind is because of something, I heard Mr. Saunders saying. And, because I'm not sure, and you can help me out here, I don't know if with the immigration reform, if it also ties in with labor reform. Because, we have so much things going on here that's not right. And obviously it falls under both immigration and labor. So I was a little bit, or I should say I'm a little bit confused, or not in the know as to whether, the labor law and what's going on now with labor, which I think you will agree is something that needs to be revised also.
Yeah, Minister Mars did say that the labor legislation is another thing that they will be going at as well. He did mention that.
Yes. Well, I'm happy to hear that, because that's long overdue. I can think of many instances where, this is being abused. And if I could just, repeat something that MP Saunders said, and I mean, this is something I have been saying for probably 20 years now. He gave the example of how much revenue these banks make, and then how much profit. And he said that Caymanians contribute 40 to 50 years of service, and of course are a part of that success. And when they are finished with them, they retire them, throw them out through the door, and with no benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these people still have mortgages. And he said, I'm just saying what he said, which I agree with because I've seen it happen. They then have to come to the government with hat in hand and no dignity to ask the government now to insure them, So certainly that's just one of the things that I would like to see rectified, because that is a burden on our government. And you and I both know insurance is not cheap. And, without going any longer with that, he gave examples of how they could make the banks make a contribution to it, that it would take that burden off of the government. And because I believe that CUC is the only company on this island that you leave with those benefits regardless of the circumstances. So, and if you could help me remember, what is the deadline on the immigration, I call it the tendering process? What's the deadline?
You mean for submitting? I have to look at the details. I think around about the 17th of November, should be somewhere around there. It was gazetted on the 17th of October, and it's
the 28th day.
Yeah.
So it could be more like around the 15th.
Yeah, I'll look and before the show ends, because I have to reach down into my knapsack to get it, and find it for you and announce it.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Why don't we take the break now? Is that okay, Paul? And then we take the other caller after the break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman wishes to inform the community that the Delano Hislop 5K, 10K, walk, run, and 15K and 25K cycle has been rescheduled to March 29th, 2026. Stay tuned for more information on all of the Lions Club events. And reminder to get your Lions Club Benzorama tickets and help support all of the Lions Club of Grand Cayman initiatives. Drawing for this year's Mercedes-Benz C200 takes place November 8th at the Mango Tree. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, proudly serving the community for over 50 years.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record to answer our last caller's question. Responses must be submitted via email by the close of business on the 14th of November 2025. So the 14th of November, 14th of this month is the dateline. And if you want to submit, you can send it to immigrationconsultation@gov.ky. So 14th of November, close of business. Normally, you would have until midnight or, so 12:01 would be too late. Close of business would be close of business hours. I guess that would be at 5 o'clock instead as well. Let's grab our last caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
It's me again.
Hey, Doc. Yep.
Let me try to answer the questions that you just posted. About the two scenarios.
Yes.
The individual who enters the country on a fake work permit.
Mm-hmm.
Work permit that is not legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
And the individual who enters the country on a work permit, but the employer has no work for him.
Mm-hmm.
Number one. The person who enters the country on a fake work permit, then he's not legitimately here.
Right.
He's not legitimately here. And that is one of the reasons why no one should be able to come here on a one-way ticket. Everybody who comes here on the work permit should have to have a return ticket, because you don't know on what conditions when he lands what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then not because he's a victim that the state has to suffer for that. It's not the state's fault. It's not the state's fault that he comes here and he comes here under false pretenses.
Because chances are that he probably knew that it was fake.
Exactly. So the problem is that in those circumstances, everybody who comes here should have the deposit show that they have a return ticket back to their hometown.
Mm-hmm.
The second scenario, where the person comes here, where the person comes and he comes on a work permit, but the employer has no work for him. I've seen that happen in Canada too, when I was there too. Now, in those circumstances, what the government would do would give him, allow him time to find another employer who would hire him, probably under the same conditions.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, it is not his fault why he's in the country, but he has not got any work. It's his employer that hasn't got any work for him.
Mm-hmm.
So the state would go after his employer
mm-hmm.
with some sort of sanctions for bringing this person into the country, knowing that they didn't have any work for them.
And I believe that the Director of Work, Mr. Scott, when he was here along with Mr. Howell, pointed out that is where a lot of the focus is going to be now, on those rogue employers.
Exactly. So in those circumstances, those rogue employers should be punished for doing that, and the person and the prospective employee should be given a chance, since he's already in the jurisdiction on a valid work permit, to find an employment with another employer.
Yeah, that would be reasonable. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's reasonable.
Yep.
So that's my solution to that.
Okay. Well, before you go, this person says, thanks to Dr. Steve's comments on my question, as I read that article in the Compass a while back about the happening with a fake work permit, and then people feeling sorry for them in getting a work permit. So this person was reacting to something that you had said earlier as well. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And thank them too.
Doc, while I have you on the phone, and actually it would have been nice to have you in the studio this morning, but wasn't sure whether or not we had guests who would be showing up this morning. But already we're sort of hearing the chatter simmer down in relation to Jamaica and what they're experiencing there. And one of the things that I note, and I remember when after Hurricane Ivan, and when we went to Turks and Caicos after I forget the name of the hurricane that hit them, and we had met with the governor, deputy governor, and some senior civil servants, and they were asking us, some of the things, some of the pointers that we would give, would advice that we would give them. And one had to do with looking out for elderly persons who have been severely impacted, the trauma that they go through as well. Because here in Cayman, we saw, a lot of deaths from quote-unquote natural causes after Hurricane Ivan, but a lot was stress-related as well. And it appears as if, Jamaica is facing the same conditions over there. We really, I don't think that people understand the magnitude of the devastation that has taken place there, Doc.
Yeah, the problem that that we don't understand is in the Caribbean is that we're not a whole people. In other words, we don't complement each other. And the problem with Jamaica is that I would say 80% of the Jamaican public is poor. There's only about 20% of the people. In fact, I was reading the Gleaner last year, I think it was, or this first part this year, and they were talking about the 21 families who actually runs Jamaica. 21 wealthy families who runs Jamaica. And the problem is that they have never looked after the structure, the physical structure of Jamaica. They left it to be a sprawling metropolis of shacks and so forth. And there's no way in hell that they could survive in a hurricane. While I was pointing out this to a Jamaican friend, while we learned after Hurricane Ivan and we changed our building code and we build now to withstand hurricanes up to 5 and so forth. So they have to do more than they're doing, and they have to look after their people more than they're doing. I noticed that that they never clean the gullies, the gullies, that the waterways that takes care of the runoff water until like the day before. That and people were throwing their garbage in the gullies, and people building their homes over the gullies and so forth. And they just left it. It's sort of a runaway, unruly country. And the problem is that they have to take the bull by the horn, and they have to understand that you cannot allow people to continue living like that. The government has to do something. The government has to start building infrastructure that will withstand Category 4, 5, and 6 hurricanes. Otherwise, they will. This is going to be repeated tomorrow, the next year, and they will be doing rebuilding the same way they did before, and they would go through the same process year after year after year, and asking people to help them. Now, what about these older people and these people? I've seen people, and they're living worse than what happened to us in Ivan. People don't have anything. Women take 4 and 5 children and don't have any place to live. It's that trauma. It must be frightening. I remember when my house got some destruction in Hurricane Ivan. I couldn't look at it. I went out and helped other people because I didn't want to sit around and look at my people, you know, and how the hurricane hit Jamaica, right across the middle of the Jamaica, almost.
Yes.
And in the poorest parts of Jamaica, almost, you know. And I don't know what's going to happen to those people because they're going to take years and years. They have been put back about 50 years. I can tell you in some places.
Yes. And I saw some comments on some social media posts, you know, about the unsanitary conditions that exist now. The other thing that they have to be careful of is that, no diseases will break out as well. And it's good to see that some organizations are actually establishing field hospitals and everything, over there. But, the reason I mention it is that we cannot afford to take our eye off the ball now. They are, people of Jamaica, they are in a very, very delicate state. And despite the fact that you see things like the fact that Jamaica received an initial $70 million from the Caribbean Catastrophic Risk Facility, that is a small amount, compared to what to really what they need. Yes.
They're going to need about $70 billion to rebuild that, at least. Just to rebuild the physical infrastructure.
Yeah, and we hope that these funds that they're directed to in the right place as well. That is another thing.
Well, that's the problem. But you see already the fraudulent conversion of goods and money coming in because people have all of these fake. They have all these fake identification ID. What do you call it again? Websites. So already, people are talking about their personal survival, but they're not talking about their brothers and sisters' survival. Who's next door to them?
Yeah.
They couldn't care less. Some of them couldn't care less about that.
That's so true. That is so true.
And so forth. That's what I was telling my friend when he calls me and I call him all today to see what's going on. And even the food, the fishing industry and the food, the cultivation, that I would say that's how the poor people lived in Jamaica off the land, off the food. And that's going to be a problem now because if the food is imported, they won't be able to buy it and nobody's going to give away stuff. They'll give it for a couple of weeks, but then they're going to say you have to pay.
Yeah.
Start paying for it.
And you have to have a government that has the ability to focus on the needs of the people, the immediate needs of the people, and at the same time trying to get the economy up and going, especially the tourism industry. That was one of the challenges that we faced here initially after Hurricane Ivan. Who do we support first? What areas and what industries do we try to get up and running, and at the same time take care of the human needs that are so important as well? And they have to be able to.
But you must be reading my mind. That's what I was telling my friend in Jamaica too. That's what I was telling him.
Yeah.
I was telling him I don't know if he had any connections with any people who were shakers and movers. That's what we did in Cayman.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Doc, thank you very much. I'll be in touch with you, as well. Have a great day, Doc, and again, thank you very much for engaging with us. I want to thank all of you who sent in your comments or who called in as well. That's what makes Radio Cayman, and for the record, that's what we're all about, giving you a platform for you to express your views, but also at the same time providing a platform where we can disseminate information, valuable and relevant information to you as well. Don't forget, we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are. And I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Mr. Charles Glidden Shallow at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.